What's the crack, everyone, and welcome back to more creepy TikToks. If weird, strange, and downright creepy is your thing, smash that like button and subscribe button, and let's dive in.
So this is the battery, along with the Bluetooth device.
I'm just gonna plug them in right now.
We're talking about actual voltages.
Yeah, I think we should go left.
Left.
Whoa.
Whoa!
Okay,
Doing
okay.
donuts. There, good. All right, left.
Yeah, you?
Now right. Good.
All right.
All right, watch this. And turn right.
Okay.
Good, good, good.
Think of how zapped that cockroach's nervous system is, and then apply that to Elon's Neuralink. And then if you think about his robots, imagine if he was to sell the intellectual properties to that.
And Tommy Mottola is a devil.
What was Michael Jackson trying to tell us?
The record companies really do conspire against their artists. They steal, they cheat, they do whatever they can, especially the black artists.
You remember Mariah Carey, right? She used to be married to the owner of Sony. And this is what Michael Jackson thought about the owner of Sony. Yep, that's him at a London protest right before his death.
I'm not supposed to say what I'm gonna say right now, but I have to let you in on a secret. Please don't videotape what I'm gonna say, okay? No, what? I don't mind. Tape it. Mariah Carey, after divorcing Tommy, came to me crying. She said to me, "This is an evil man. Very, very evil."
Sony, Tommy Mottola. Tommy Mottola is the president. He is a mean, he's a racist, and he's very devilish.
So what was Michael referring to by calling him devilish and evil? Well, we never got to know because he was dead a few days later.
But still, I promise you, the best is yet to come.
See, Michael Jackson knew he was going to be a target once he started exposing the truth. So my question is, was it Mottola that did the job or someone else? Or did, Michael Jackson just fake this because he knew the dangers he was getting himself into? I understand the logical point they're trying to make, however the circumference of them being opposite of each other will be equivalent to like a giant being on one side and a giant being on the other side of the earth, throwing a big ball. To truly get an actual representation would be to put like a dot within that bucket that's in the middle of them, and then, throw the ball to see what way the trajectory is then. I think that would probably show a more true and effective representation. Or not, I could just be making up BS here. Like. I hope everyone was able to evacuate from Kansas City in time, but you guys in the US, you get like the worst of storms. Literally, I remember like a few years ago in the news seeing like 13 or 15 tornadoes in one city at a given time. I mean, it's wild.
Astronauts, we spoke with Dr. Vyacheslav Zaitsev of the Academy of Science. He called our attention to two prehistoric relics which simply cannot be explained by our present knowledge of history. The first is the skull of a bison which roamed the Siberian tundra 40,000 years ago. He was shot by a bullet. The proof is the hole. Ballistics experts have established that it could only have been pierced by a high-speed projectile, and that the beast was alive when killed. A shot fired 40,000 years ago.
I will admit it does look like a bullet hole. However, we have to remember as well of how advanced spears would have been used back in the day, so they probably did have a certain shape of spear that would have given that exact precision.
What you are seeing behind me, your eyes aren't playing tricks on you. That's a 16-hour clock in Iowa. Listen to what this man has found. And when you look in the past, things don't line up with our present. But maybe it will with our future.
This is Marshalltown, Iowa, early 1900s, and I'm looking at this because it's right down the street from where my research is based on, Cedar Rapids. But looking at this, and it looks the same as the rest of the cities in Iowa at that time, where you have brick roads, you have tracks laid for the trolleys, you have all the buildings all done, people standing around looking at this crazy contraption that this man's setting up with wonder because they have no idea what he's doing. I really thought in this picture that they were trying to hide the courthouse behind all those trees. But the really interesting thing is this clock right here on this bank. I've been staring at it. I can't figure it out. I don't know why it goes to 16. I've never seen any clock ever go to 16. It doesn't make sense. I can't find anything online about a 16-hour clock. But the weird thing is, it works. If we have a 16-hour day, that's a clock that runs at 50% of a 24-hour day. For some reason, they go around and they both line up and they both equal 1 day. Or if it's a 32-hour day, if it's 16 and goes around twice, it works as well.
What?
1 day, 24 hours. If you do like 75%, that day, that 32-hour day, lines up with a 24-hour day. I don't know. I'm able to find this website with a converter clock, as if someone just all the time might want to know what time of the day is on a 32-hour clock. It doesn't make any sense. I can't find anything online. I don't know. You go back in time and there's no like records of anyone using a 16-hour day, but here it is on this bank. You look at this postcard, it's postmarked 1910, but they obviously knew not to include a 16-hour clock on the postcard. Obviously they made the facade look really nice, but here we are again. Just another weird find from that time.
Now, if I had to guess the reason why they changed the clocks, it was to not pay us enough money for slavery. You have to think it has to do everything with the workforce. Look at your observable reality and look what we're into now. And if you can admit, you do know you're a slave, right? Your religion tells you to be a slave and a good slave, right? So what would be the best way to maximize the labor? That's the only thing I can come up with why they changed the clocks. But I think it's very peculiar that you can't even find nothing about a 16-hour clock.
He basically spoke my thoughts for me. I mean, you know, if it is true about the whole 16-hour clock, it would make sense why they would change it to 24 hours to ensure that we're enslaved more and spend less time on the things that are important. But what's your guys' thoughts on this? I mean, do you think maybe when the indoctrination camps were set up that maybe the whole time was changed then?
Any mobile device these days, it has cameras and sensors, and just like your phones and social media apps, it does facial recognition. Inside here
Tesla's
is 3 grams of shaped explosive. This is how it works.
Elon is an inventor and a maverick entrepreneur, one of America's youngest billionaires.
Did you see that? That little bang is enough to penetrate the skull and destroy the contents.
That is wild. I mean, I wouldn't say it's, you know, a new fear unlocked, but it's definitely terrifying, especially if it gets into the wrong hands and you're taken for mistaken identity. You're done at that point. Like,
he predicted 3 world wars. The First World War, he said, must be brought about, and I'm quoting from Albert Pike. The First World War must be brought about in order to permit the Illuminati to overthrow the power of the czars in Russia and of making that country a fortress of atheistic communism. The divergences caused by the agents of the Illuminati between the British and German empires will be used to foment this war. He says, quote, the Second World War must be fomented by taking advantage of the differences between the fascists and the political Zionists. This war must be brought about so that Nazism is destroyed and that the political Zionism will be strong enough to institute a sovereign state of Israel in Palestine. He's now thinking about this Third World War, and it says that it will be caused by the differences between the political Zionists and the leaders of the Islamic world. The war must be conducted in such a way that Islam, the Muslim Arabic world, and political Zionism, the state of Israel, mutually destroy each other. That's what it says. Meanwhile, the other nations, once more divided on this issue, will be constrained to fight to the point of complete physical, moral, spiritual, and economic exhaustion.
Every one of us who are woken up knows who Albert Pike is, and we also know that this is not a prediction, it's a plan, but it also shows us just how far back all of this has been planned for and since. And when you look at the way things are today, it does make you question and raise your brow, like. There used to be like a really good YouTube channel by the name of Xandrius, and he would expose the influence black magic would have on illusionists. I mean, we all know that there is illusionists who are just good at what they do, but there is quite a lot of illusionists, like Houdini, for example, who definitely use black magic. That last condition would be absolutely terrifying to have. I mean, how would you be able to kind of talk properly, you know? I suppose if you ever had tough beef, you wouldn't have a hard time chowing down on it, though. You know, the government look at us peasants and say that we're the cause of climate change every time we take a breath, but yet you see stuff like that and nothing's being said.
Makes my blood boil. David Cameron chartering on our dime, on taxpayers' money, chartering one of the most luxurious private jets on the market to conduct his government business. Honestly, I cannot wait until these pigs get their snouts out of the trough. This is disgusting. They are so entitled. This in the same week that they're taking away people's benefits. David Cameron has been accused of swanning around like a Kardashian.
So that's the interior. Is that a jacuzzi or what?
It's a double bed.
A double
You
bed.
can sleep 11 people. You've got sommeliers. Sommeliers choose the wine.
But isn't it good if I'm trying to think, Maria? Isn't it good if we are a country that can still afford to fly our foreign secretary around with a double bed?
Not if we can't afford to, like, for people to feed themselves.
Hi, Perry.
My oh fucking my. Literally 1 hour ago I uploaded a video which went on about disability benefits and they're looking into changing it to vouchers instead of money. And he went in on people suffering from mental health again. But yet David Cameron swanning around on a £42 million fucking private jet. I mean, these Tories, it just sums it up for you, doesn't it, really? Living the fucking lavish life, giving all the mates fucking millions and pounds in taxpayers' money and contracts, but yet we're to blame for the pollution in the air. We're to blame for the high rises of fuel and money and fucking food in the supermarkets. We struggle.
It's nice to see where all of our tax money's going to. You know, and all the while you've got people who are on disability benefits about to be swapped for vouchers instead of money, yet our tax money goes to twits like him. I mean, could you be any more corrupt? I don't know what the hell that is. You know, it could be anything. You know, it could be like a UFO with like a Harry Potter invisibility cloak or something.
Now this is amazing. This is 3,000-year-old water control technology. All you have to do is just slide your finger and it slows down the water up to 70%. And this was Incan technology. Can you imagine? We're just breaking close to the tip of the iceberg of what these civilizations knew.
I don't know about you guys, but my small physics brain can't really comprehend how this is working. I mean, is he like using a slider? You know, I mean, how is he reducing that amount of... I'm just confused.
Another example of something that can seem to break reality and give you a headache at the same time. CCTV cameras in this building caught this man going up the stairs, yet still what happens next is a pure glitch in the matrix. He accidentally walked below the tiles on the floor. This is impossible, but we saw it happen for ourselves and was caught on camera. The man in the video also realized for himself what just happened. He walks backwards and tries it again. Did he just break all the rules of science right before our eyes?
What do you think, guys? Do you think it's real? Do you think it's cap? Or do you think it's like a green screen or edited? Let me know what your thought is.
This man snuck into a toilet so he could spy on girls. This took place in the small village of Miyakochi in Japan. And what happened at a school there that year would shock generations. It was February 28th and schoolteacher Yumi Tanaka was about to make the most disturbing discovery of her life. At about 5 p.m. that day, right before she was about to leave and go home, she decided to go and use the bathroom. And when she entered the cubicle, she noticed something she never saw before. Inside the toilet bowl was a black shoe. Now, the way the toilets worked back then was that the individual toilet was connected to a small sewer tank. So she was confused on where the shoe came from. So she decided to investigate further and peep her head inside the sewer tank. And what she discovered scarred her forever. Inside the tank were a pair of human feet. Upon discovering this, she let out a blood-curdling scream and her co-workers came to her aid. Police came and discovered that the feet were connected to a full body in the tank. They tried to remove the deceased human from the pipe, but it was extremely difficult. Firefighters and a crane had to come to assist moving the body, and eventually it was pulled out. The person inside was a dead male, and at this point was covered in feces, and his cause of death was from hypothermia. The man was later identified as 26-year-old Naoki Kano. It was determined that he was dead for 3 days, and it seems that he voluntarily got into the toilet pipes. They came to the conclusion that he likely squeezed himself inside in an attempt to spy on women using the toilet. This is just disgusting and weird in so many ways, and why in the world would this man do this? There's really no pros to it, and there's just cons. I really want to know his thought process behind this.
You know, what's funny is that on the 8th of April, while many people were looking up in hopes to see a full eclipse, this man was looking up in hopes to see a full moon.
Most people don't know this demonic secret about Kim Kardashian, but there's actually a really dark side to her. Check this out.
Okay, this is either really cool or a little strange, but that's who you're doing business with, right? So...
What is this?
That is Marilyn's hair. So...
You can clone her.
That's awesome.
Oh my god, I'm literally going to do some crazy voodoo shit that I want to wait. And I channel her. This is so special to me. Thank you so much. This is so cool. So cool. Good vibes. Wow. This is sleeping with me every night.
Most people don't actually know that voodoo and witchcraft and demonic things are an abomination to the Lord. And they'll actually open you up to demons entering your life. If you're not about to open yourself up to demons, then type Jesus is King in the comments.
The height of excitement she had when she found out that was Marilyn's hair is beyond scary. I mean, you know, she said that she's going to take that thing to bed, so you can imagine the amount of strokes that hair is going to get, which is a little bit creepy. Like,
in this video, she speaks about how your company is spying on you. Make sure you watch until the end and let me know what you think in the comments below.
I just saw a video of a woman talking about how your company is spying on you, and I think about this all the time where I recently started at a new company and I needed to get a work phone, and they offered to buy me a brand new iPhone 15 that would mesh my personal phone with my work phone. And my immediate answer was absolutely not. I'll have the burner phone. Like, I will have the iPhone 15 to be the work phone, and I just won't use it for my personal use. And that was totally okay with me. I wanted to have it separate. And the IT guy was like, oh, that's really strange. Like, it's only you and I think one other person who doesn't want that option, like doesn't want it to be blended together. That is so weird to me, to have your work phone and your personal phone be completely meshed together. As if they're not already spying on you through your computer and knowing when you're active and things like that. But to have your personal text messages, your personal images, your personal social media all be integrated onto one phone that the company owns, like, to know that 90% of the company that I work for, people are doing that, was beyond me. It is still beyond me. That's so weird. I don't know why anyone would want to have that. I've tried to talk to people about it and they're like, oh, well, the convenience, oh, it's a newer phone, like X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, there is no way you could even pay me to blend my personal phone and my work phone.
yeah, that's definitely a no-go. I mean, if your company is offering you a free iPhone to the value of like 1,000-1,200 quid maybe, I can assure you that, you know, it's not for work purposes. They've definitely got something else in mind.
This is guaranteed to mess up your day. You see, there is a school in North London. They call it a special school, so for children with extra special needs. And they found that these kids were left in a calm room, but it was not calm, bruv. It was, as some people describe it, torture. They found some of these children couldn't talk. 39 students were left over time, some of them in that room for 4 hours naked, covered in their own urine, eating crumbs off the floor. They found they used rhino pads, the kind that you use in rugby, you know, when you're tackling someone, like for practice in rugby. That's what they were using to get some of these kids into the room like they're animals. They had CCTV footage of all of this stuff. And one teacher said, despite investigations, they're not happy with the way things went, and they leaked everything to the BBC. Here's the video footage. Here are the reports from the police, Crown Prosecution Service. They even hired an HR expert to come in to investigate. And that person said, on balance, yeah, on balance, I would say those kids were abused. So yeah, that's what happened. The most vulnerable children, the stuff that happened to them. My goodness. Shout out to the parents, those poor kids. Just want to hug you. I'm sorry you had to go through that.
This is sad and disgusting, and the fact that you had teachers that are preying on the vulnerable just tells you how bad society can be sometimes. As for that school needs completely shut down. All those teachers and assistants, they all need to be interrogated, they need to be questioned, they need their lives to be looking into and their past history to see exactly what the hell's going on there.
See this building's reflection in the water. There it is. This is the water right here. Okay, that's the $10 bill. The $100 bill has come out, the new $100 bill. This is urgent, viral. Get it out. It's coming. I guarantee it. The prophetic utterance the Lord gave me in 2007, it is, many of those things have already happened. This is the end of it. Get ready.
Thus saith the Lord of hosts, behold, the hand of the oppressor has been lifted against you. And out of the sea shall come fire and smoke and a devouring wind. Water as high as the walls of Jerusalem shall cover the city by the sea, and great shall be the destruction of that city.
Here is the new $100 bill. The 10 has been turned upside down. Anyone that watches my ministry should know what that means. Here come contrails of missiles right here. Here's a contrail of a missile coming in, exploding. Coming in from this side right here, exploding. The reason I'm showing it to you on this is because once you put it in a higher resolution, it's difficult to see. But with the naked eye, here again is the contrail coming in, missile exploding. This is going to be New York City, and you're going to see the water coming through now after this. Here are the buildings. Here are the buildings right here. See the buildings right here? Okay, you see all this ink right here that makes the unidirectional lines? There's darker ink in certain spots. You'll see it. Okay, these unidirectional lines is movement towards the subject, which is us. As I change the magnification, you're going to see all of this is going to turn to waves coming in from those nukes that went down, and they're going to be destroying the city. Watch. There it goes. There it is. See it? See how it changed? See how it gets all fluffy? Boom. There it is. Buildings being wiped out. There it is. See the water? That's water. I'm going to go back. Look. There it is. Now picture the water coming at you. Boom. Boom. Let me show you what's going to precipitate that, which is on the new $100 bill. It's coming to New York. I guarantee it. I prophesied it in 2007. It's on the 10. The Hoover Dam also event is going to happen. They've cleared out Lake Mead. I don't know when it's going to happen, but it's going to happen. It's printed on the money. Okay, let me show you what's going to cause this. Here's the other side of the $100 bill. I'm going to enlarge it. There you go. This is all water splashing up. This is a missile right here. There are the fins of the missile. Here's the fuselage of the missile and the head of the missile impacting into the water. This ink represents the water going up and a nuke. Watch as I change the magnification. Ready? There it is. There it is. There you go. That's what's coming. Now all you have to do is go watch the DVD we did, Destruction of America or Crowning the Tyrant. And you'll see other images on the U.S. currency that have all been hidden right in front of your face. But if you look, there it all is. See the different layers of ink? Watch there's a missile hitting. There it is going in. There's the water coming up and the nuke beginning. There it is. All right, also on this bill, there's this blue stripe. It's a hologram. What it is, if I move it around, it's the Liberty Bell and it's ringing. And if you move a hologram, the hologram moves. So if now there was a clanger in there and it's going like this, what would it be doing? It would be going ding, 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 ding. They are sounding their alarm. This bill is a vehicle to distribute their plans. That's what they're doing. These are their plans to nuke the United States. It's Satan's plan, by the way, Satan and the fallen angels. But we have members of our government who have been taken over by demonic spirits, and they're part of this. There it is. This blue line, it also represents a water event, and it's the bell ringing. They're ringing the bell, and I'm ringing the bell. That's what my name means. Yahweh's given a bell ringer. So I'm sounding the alarm. Prepare yourselves. I don't know the hour, the day, the month of the year, but I'm telling you it's coming no matter what.
I don't usually play long clips of my videos, but I thought I would leave this one here. You know, if anything, for many of us, it's nostalgia, you know, because it helped us wake up as well. And for those of you who haven't watched it before, you know, it's something to look into, you know. That's it for today, guys. And if you enjoy this compilation, smash that like button and subscribe button. You know, truth is, it may not show up in your recommendation list again. But until the next video, look after yourselves, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you then.
Now to our correspondent Gary O'Donoghue, who's in Minneapolis. And Gary, all eyes on this case.
Yeah, I mean, Rita, one of the biggest